Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to STX versus SKT. We are in set number 2, and we're going to have Calm versus Fantasy. Looks like these guys have played each other quite a few times in the past. Calm 8 wins, Fantasy 12 wins. And man, I wonder like how the STX bench is feeling right now. Their hero Bogus being slain in set number 1, and Calm is actually 6-3 this season. I'm actually a little bit surprised by that. That's better than I expected. Huh. I guess Calm's still pretty good. Anyway, Fantasy though is really good. I think he's like top 3 in the SPL rankings. I'm not sure his exact place anymore. I guess he's like 2nd or 3rd, I think. But this should be a really nice match. Fantasy's TVZ is quite cool, and I think Calm. I'm actually not sure about Calm's EVT, honestly. I never really liked Calm for no good reason, other than that, like he was on the same team as Toss Girl. I'm jelly, man. I'm jelly. Anyway, Fantasy, as you can see, is 11-2 this season. He is undefeated against Zerg. He's 3-0. And somebody says, who's first? Obviously Flash, man. Who else could be first? Apparently Fantasy's 2nd. And yes, Talic Zealot makes an excellent point. Since slot number 1 is taken by a machine, Fantasy is in fact the number 1 human player in the world. So, hopefully, this TVZ is as exciting as the last. We have 2 very high caliber players once again, top level Terran, and this time we have a very good Zerg as well. We are going to be on Neo Electric Circuit, by the way. And here we go. Spawning as the green Zerg in the top left, we have Calm playing for STX Seoul. And in the bottom right, as the white Terran, we will have Fantasy. So it's going to be another cross-map ZVT, and so far today, those have been extraordinary. So here's to hoping we have another amazing game. Although, if these games get any crazier, I'm not sure if like my blood pressure can take it. Seriously, I'm gonna have to like book a doctor's appointment after today. Between all the yelling and all the excitement, definitely not good for my old bones. Anyway, so let's see. Okay, so the last few times Calm's played, I think, have been ZVPs, and he just keeps like all-inning. Like, I think the last game he played was against some Protoss on Chain Reaction. Was it Jangbi? Might have been Jangbi. No, it wasn't Jangbi. It was some other Protoss. Who was it? It was some pretty good Protoss on Chain Reaction, and he just like, oh, maybe it was Movie. Was it Movie? I don't know. He played somebody on Chain Reaction, and he like mined out the back and all-in. And Hydra busted, and it was a pretty easy game for him. Fantasy's last game, I don't remember. Oh, was it Brave? Oh, it might have been Brave. Thank you, Bundrin. Oh, I didn't. Man, that girl hit her face so fast. I didn't even see. I was like reading a stream chat, and that is some sick reaction. Now you can see, like, Koreans, they're just like, they're naturally good at StarCraft. Because look at that reaction time, right? Like, imagine, like, you see how fast the fangirls hide their faces, right? Just imagine if, like, they were playing StarCraft. It's just, like, instant reaction, you know? You see a dropship on the minimap, boom, it's Scourged, you know? It's like, that's why they're so good, you know? You see Templars come in and a Storm drop, instantly pull your workers. It's the same thing, you know? You see yourself on camera, instantly hide your face. Save all your drones. Yeah. So I think did he actually make a couple more drones before that pool? That looked something like a 12 hatch and then like 12 or 13 pool, which is like a little optimization you can make if you don't think your opponent's gonna do anything cheesy like an 8 racks. Just sneak out a couple extra drones. I don't know if that's actually what happened, so I was too busy making silly analogies. But anyway, looks like Fantasy actually took his back mineral only as his first expansion. That is quite peculiar. Meanwhile, Calm has just taken his mineral only with his third hatchery, which is pretty standard on this map. Okay, so Fantasy's gone for his command center before making even a single marine, but that's fine because he has a Ling tight wall off here. I'm pretty sure that's Ling tight. And I am quite curious about Fantasy's intention behind this move. I mean, the thing is, you can say, okay, you know, it's a protected base. He's got a Ling tight wall in there with a deep one in the barracks, but I would argue that you can also make a Ling tight wall at the front of your natural with 2 depots in a barracks. So I don't see I don't see why this is particularly necessary to just be super safe and take your back expansion. I mean, he's going for tech play, as we can see, doing a standard Fantasy style unorthodoxy. Well, that's a little bit of a contradiction, I guess. Standard unorthodoxy. But I guess we'll see what he does with it. Anyway, looks like Calm already got into Sunken actually, because I guess he hasn't scouted his opponent at all yet. So, wait, has he? Wait, has he actually not scouted? Huh, interesting. Presumably he hasn't, so he's just being safe and getting the Sunken immediately. Which, I mean, he doesn't actually need, as we can see, but since he doesn't know that, he's playing safe, which is fine. Now, what is that building? Can you please click that building, my good observer friend? It's actually an academy. Factory into academy. Is he gonna go for a fast drop? Medic Marine drop? Oh my god. No way. Is he really doing that build? Whoa! What? What? It's not Ling tight! Oh no! Fantasy is not Ling tight! Oh, Fantasy. Oh, you. Oh man, I assumed that was Ling tight. Clearly, Calm knew better. I still don't know what the hell Fantasy's build is either, because he just got an armory in addition to the academy. I have no idea what he's doing, but whatever it is, Calm has spotted it. I don't actually know if he saw the starport though, but oh man. Oh, apparently he actually shifted the barracks to the right. Oh, did he? Oh, that's what people are saying. He actually moved the barracks. I didn't notice that. Why would he do that? That seems kind of weird. Anyway, so it looks like, I guess it's going to be Valkyries if he got the armory. So he's going Medic Marine with Valkyrie. It's like, what is it called? Valconic? Is that what it's called again? It's Valconic, right? I don't, that's, people just like to make fancy names for this. It's Valkyries plus Eminem. Anyway. So, I still don't see why you need to take the mineral only though. Like, why couldn't he just take his natural? Because, I mean, he could have just walled in at his natural and taken the natural. Why did he not do that? Why? Why, Fantasy? Why? I don't understand. Oh well, looks like it's gonna be lurkers from Calm 3-edge lurker, and that's gonna make the Valkyries more or less useless. Yeah, I mean, Valconic is like hard counter to mutas. So presumably then Calm, you know, well I guess since he scouted the armory, he scouted a bunch of barracks and an armory. So it's pretty clear that it's going to be Valconic. So he's like, okay, I don't actually want mutas. Let me just make lurkers instead. I think he was actually going at lurkers originally though, I guess. But still. So he's taking 12 o'clock now. There's a bunker at the front. Fantasy thinking about taking his natural. I don't know how he's going to stop all this lurker Ling. Now he's going to see it. How is he going to defend it? He's going to have to do some sick micro here if he wants to defend it. Calm actually playing this very, very carefully. Look at that, just burrowing a little bit early there. Oh, you might be thinking about going for a surround with his Lings. He's going to move in. Oh, he's actually just going to go for a counterattack. I thought he was going to try and surround that Medic Marine group. Move the Lings around the side, and then when the lurkers go in and when the Marines try to run away, the Lings go in and and surround them, but he's just going in, running into the main. He's actually going to kill a decent number of Marines here, and now the Lurkers are actually going to go take down the backside disruptors. Fantasy's moving out his units, but I don't know if he has enough to deal with 5 Lurkers there. And well, looks like they ran away. Was that really necessary? I feel like 4 Lurkers probably could have taken that, but anyway. So Fantasy is not in the best position. He's taking quite a bit of damage from those lings running in. And the Valkyrie is not that useful, but he did only make 1, so that's alright. He's going to go scout around with it. Valkyrie is actually quite fast. I didn't realize that. That's not fair. Why are Valkyries? Why do they have faster base movement than a scout? Oh man, scouts should like get their speed upgrade for free. Then they would be so good. You would actually see scouts in like every matchup. It's not fair. It's not fair. Anyway. So, looks like Fantasy is just going to push out these Lurkers with siege tanks. Going to stem up, try and catch Lurkers as they unburrow, but Lurkers unburrowed are pretty speedy. So, we have a mech switch now for Fantasy, adding all those factories, playing a more up-to-date, so to speak, ZVT than, or TVZ rather, than Bogus did last game. This kind of faster mech switch is far more common nowadays, but especially for someone like Fantasy, whose bio is generally lackluster, going for this faster mech switch is pretty expected. Although, having said that, I think he recently did play some good TVZs, where he showed some decent medic marine control, so perhaps that's not really fair to characterize him like that anymore. I don't know. Anyway, it looks like some spider mines being laid to defend the 6 o'clock, and once that gets up, it's going to be even bases in TVZ, which is not good for Calm. Looks like, oh, he's going to try and drag a mine. Very nice mine drag. Gets it into the tank, although, oh my god, that's not good. Oh no, oh god. Oh, that's brutal. Oh no, he's going to pull that one too. Oh, nope, barely doesn't. So he's going to delay this expansion a little bit, but that I don't think was the best idea. Ugh, that's not the greatest decision from Calm. Well, I mean, he's going to block the 3rd for a little bit. He actually forces a cancel, interestingly enough. Wait, presumably that was a cancel and he didn't kill it. I don't know if that was really necessary. I'm just a little bit surprised. That Lurker didn't get that many shots off. Anyway, the final mount is on the way, and there's a force of M&M though in the middle. I don't see. They're not moving though. I'm just looking at the minimap here. I don't know what they're doing, or is that just like spider mines? Anyway, some random vultures running around to try and harass. Looks like another drone going out to maybe take another expansion. Like what is all that teal or white? Yeah, it looks like it is a medic marine. What is all that white stuff on the minimap? That just sounds a little bit wrong. Anyway, oh, looks like some links getting taken down by mines. Fantasy doing some fancy vulture harass, or not harass, micro rather, doing the patrol micro against the Zerglings. And I mean, this game seems a little bit calm. At the moment. I mean, you know, Lings are running around dragging some mines, you know, Vultures running around being annoying, but it's mostly just light harassment. Like, there's not been a serious engagement, really. I mean, Calm's, you know, 6 Lurker suicide was the closest thing we've had so far. Looks like a couple of Lurkers going to get taken down here in the middle of the map. Yeah, neither player really committing to anything here. I think Fantasy, though, I'm surprised why Fantasy doesn't have like a bigger map presence at this point. Usually you want to like be kind of in the Zerg's face until he has the filers out. But yeah, it looks like the science vessel science facility only just finished. So his transitions seem a little bit funny. You know, I don't know. Fantasy's build feels a little bit bumpy. Like, he got that starport really, really quickly, and he made one Valkyrie, and then he just didn't use it at all. Like, that starport that he got super fast has just been completely idle this whole game. He hasn't made dropships. He hasn't made any vessels, obviously, because he only just got his facility. I mean, you know, you can say that, well, you know, since Calm went for lurkers, there was no point making Valkyries and stuff, but I don't know, I feel like maybe he could have used it to make some dropships, done some more drop play, or something like that, but it just feels a little bit wasted, the way he did it. Which is a little bit uncharacteristic, really, of Fantasy, who oftentimes, you know, usually has like really clever builds with good transitions. Some, I don't know, that feels a little bit yucky to me. Anyway, he does have a nice supply lead though, 137 against 115. And looks like just cleaning up some more lurkers here. His medic range control so far has been pretty good, doing some nice spreads against lurkers. Meanwhile, Calm is trying to clear out this line of clock. He really needs another expansion though. I mean, it's even bases now since he lost that top right base. And yeah, it's not like he has some amazing composition either. Anyway, looks like a decent number of Hydras are out right now, so Calm is aware of the mech switch. Or I guess obviously he is, since he sees so many vultures running around, so getting the Hydras that he needs to deal with this. I think he's got to be a little bit careful not to overmake them though. Fantasy does still have a few bioforces running around, he has a decent number of siege tanks. Hopefully we get to see Queens once again. That would be pretty crazy, seeing Queens in 3 games in one day. And looks like Fantasy is pushing in here to the 9 o'clock. Gonna deny this. There is a defiler there, but ooh, nice snipe by Fantasy. Very, very nice snipe. So he's gonna take down this base. Is that not going to cancel? Should get canceled in a second. Probably just going to wait till the last second. And there it is. And what is this? What do we have here? Calm. Is Calm no longer? He is going into Hulk mode. He's going for a big drop here. Although it looks like that might get spotted by the Marines. Did Fantasy see it? I don't think he saw it. I do not think he saw it. However, they still have a ways to go. They're going to fly by a barracks. Now Fantasy's got to see it. Oh. Does he notice? He's got to notice. Yes, he's going to block it with the Valkyries. He's pulling all the siege tanks back. Oh my god, these Valkyries could actually do a lot of damage to the Overlords first. Are they going to get any before the drop comes down? No, looks like they will not. They will be able to clean up most of these Overlords, though, after the drop is finished. Although the Hydras drop first, they will be able to pick off the Valkyries and save the Overlords. Yes, it looks like they will, but oh my god, he's going to have to drop on the siege tanks for this to be effective, though the Lurk is moving in, but the SimCity, or the building placement of the Terran, is actually kind of blocking those siege tanks from the Hydras, although it looks like the siege tanks going to unsiege away from the Dark Swarmed Lurkers, and I don't think this drop is really going to be effective at all. And he's going to kill some units here. There's a random lurker just freaking out there. And oh my god, that was not very effective. Calm. It was a good idea. I mean, mech armies are generally extremely immobile, so doing this kind of big drop in the main base could have been very effective, but it looks like it turned out not to be the case. I mean, the thing is, though, Fantasy actually playing very interestingly, because his attack force is like primarily actually M&M with a few siege tanks and like vultures running around as well. Like, he's not actually playing the standard, you know, big heavy mass tank plus Goliath, very clumsy Terran mech style. He's like doing a bit more, being a little bit more flexible here. Either way, Fantasy looking quite strong now. He's at 167 supply against 104 for Calm. Running out with some more vultures, going to snipe a few Hydras here. And Calm just can't get another base here. I mean, it looks like this 9 o'clock is going to finish, but I think Fantasy could go over and kill that pretty easily when he wants to. And Calm is looking like he's in a lot of trouble right now. Fantasy, man, he's pretty darn good. So, I mean, like, if he wins this, he'll be, what, 12-2? 12-3? 12-2? Crazy, man, crazy. Anyway, it's like a couple more overloads going in here. Is that for a drop? Presumably that was for a drop, but that's just going to get taken down now. And Fantasy actually seems to have resumed Valkyrie production, interestingly enough. That I think is quite cool, because if you look at his main army composition, he's got a few medic marine for anti-air, but otherwise he's got primarily vultures and tanks. It's actually very similar to what we saw in Piano versus Roro. Although I guess like Piano had like a bunch of vessels to help as anti-air, whereas Fantasy is using his Valkyries and actually has surprisingly few vessels. Actually, does he even have any vessels right now? I'm not sure, but another drop here at the 6 o'clock, and it looks like this one's going to be a little bit more effective here. The tanks are in range, but the Lurker under Swarm is not going to take any damage from that. And these Hydras, no, it looks like a couple of the Hydras are going to get taken down as well. That Lurker looks like he's not close enough to take down all the SCVs. And that Lurker should just run over there and just skewer the whole line of SCVs. That is a sick line of siege tanks. Wow, that's pretty awesome. And now the 9 o'clock once again is under attack. Looks like some Vultures laying Spider Mines on the reinforcement path as well. Ooh, blowing up all the units. And Calm gonna lose this expansion. I mean, he is pretty dead at this point, I think. Behind 50 supply, just can't hold on to his 5th base. Crucially, the 4th gas actually. He's only on 3 gas still, and Fantasy's taking him 3 o'clock. Excuse me. Wow, losing a bunch of Overlords as well. Fantasy just playing a beautiful, or a very smooth, well, not really smooth, but a solid TVT in the late game. The early game I felt was a little bit bumpy. Doesn't really matter at this point. He's up almost 100 supply. It's just a matter of when Calm wants to GG. I mean, Fantasy is like the whole map now. He's just A-moving his tanks, he doesn't even care. Siege mode is for the weak. Pum, pum, pum. 187 supply against 67, I don't even know. And there is the A-move mech army. 2-2 mech. Terran Metal rolling in. Calm's got absolutely nothing to stop this. And here we go, the final attack. Hydras, Lurkers, Lings moving in. Actually, there's not that much stuff buffering for the siege tanks. The Lurkers getting good position to skewer a lot of siege tanks. Oh man, that went a lot better for Calm than I thought it would. But it looks like not well enough. Oh wow, so many tanks. GG! And Fantasy takes set number 2 and puts SKT up 2-0 over STX. STX is going to have to pull out a miracle here if they want to win. The reverse 3-2 comeback. It's going to be a long road that includes Bisu and Best. Alright, we are back in set number 3. It is going to be a PvP Deer